Radhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna. Today is the most auspicious occasion of the appearance of Radharani, Radhashtami. Radharani is usually praised with this prayer, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Radharani, her complexion, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, her bodily complexion is like molten gold. Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, she is the queen of Vrindavana. When I first went to Vrindavan way back in 2006, one thing was quite striking. Everywhere I went, on the trees, on the walls, wherever, there will be one thing written called Sri Radha. And even the rickshawalas, they say Radhe Radhe. Everybody says Radhe Radhe. So Radharani is like the queen. Vrishabhanu Sute Devi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanu Sute. She is the daughter of Vrishabhanu. Hari Priya, Pranamami Hari Priye. Oh, very dear to Lord Krishna, Hari Priya, Pranamami. I offer my respectful obeisances to you. So everyone in Vrindavan worships Radharani. Vrindavan means spiritual world. So in the spiritual world, Radharani is worshipped more than Krishna. Actually, it is easier to go to Krishna through Radharani. Krishna says, first you surrender. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Krishna is very strict. You have to obey the instructions, the rules and regulations, the process of surrender. Very strict. To approach Krishna, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye Yatatam Api Siddhanam Kaschit Mam Veti Tatpataha. There are thousands of men, hardly one is interested in spirituality. And even among those who are interested in spirituality, to come to the point of Krishna, understand Krishna is very, very rare. So how difficult it is. But it is said that Radharani is the most dear devotee of Krishna, and she thinks anybody who comes to her offering service to Krishna, desiring to offer service to Krishna, she thinks, oh, here is a great devotee. He is doing wonderful service to Krishna, he or she. And she recommends to Krishna, oh, please accept this service. And Krishna has to accept if it is coming from Radharani. So the devotees, smartly, they try to please Radharani. And how do you please Radharani? How do you serve Radharani? That is through serving the spiritual master. Radharani is like the compassionate nature of Krishna, and spiritual master is also compassionate like Radharani. Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam. The spiritual master is like the cloud, the mercy cloud. Just like if you have a forest fire. The only way the forest fire can be eradicated is if there is profuse rain. And that rain comes through clouds. The cloud is nothing but the water accumulated through the ocean. So likewise, if Krishna is like the ocean, the spiritual master is like the cloud who can shower the rain on this samsara davanala, on this forest fire-like material life, samsara dava, Samsara is like Davanala, forest fire. So, what is the spiritual significance of Radharani? It is said that Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Hladini Shaktirasmat Ekatmanavapi Bhuvipura Deha Bhedam Gatau Tau Chaitanyakhyam Prakatamadhuna Tadvayam Chaikyamaptam Radha Bhavadyuti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. So this Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Hladini Shaktihi. Krishna has something called Hladini Shakti. Ahlada means pleasure. We all want to have a pleasurable life. We want to experience pleasure. So this Krishna's pleasure potency is nothing but Radharani. And Radha Krishna Pranaya, the loving affairs of Radharani and Krishna, are transformation of pleasure potency of Krishna. Vikritihi, Hladini Shaktihi Vikritihi. Actually, Radha and Krishna are one. Ekatmanao, Eka Atma. They were one, but to experience that loving affairs, they became two, Radha and Krishna. Deha bhedam gatau tau. But now again, in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have become united. Chaitanyakhyam prakatamadhuna tadvayam cha ekam aikyam aptam. Radha bhavadyuti suvalitam naumi Krishna swarupam. So I bow down to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani. Radha Bhavadyuti Suvalitam. Radha Bhavadyuti means, Radha Bhava means the mood of Radharani. Suvalitam, he is adorned with Radha Bhava and Dyuti, the luster. Because Krishna wanted to taste. Radharani is serving Krishna and is experiencing that unlimited ecstasy. And Krishna wanted to experience how Radharani is tasting that. I want to experience. So he accepted the mood of Radharani. And he accepted the complexion of Radharani, Dyuti. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also molten gold. Gauranga. Radharani is called Gaurangi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called Gauranga. Because he's got the same complexion, molten gold complexion of Radharani. He's Krishna, but he accepted the mood of Radharani. So Prabhupada very nicely puts the relation between Radharani and Krishna. See, Krishna, when he wants to take pleasure, he is the supreme personality of Godhead. He cannot take mundane pleasure. So when he wants to enjoy, he manifests his pleasure potency as Radharani. So their love is not mundane. Not love between like a regular boy and girl. Neither the love between Krishna and Gopis mundane. Radharani and the Gopis are the expansions of Krishna's pleasure potency. That is confirmed in Brahma Samhita. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabihi Tabhirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalabhihi Goloka Eva Nivasati Akhilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Krishna has this Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, always seeking pleasure. And he expands into Radharani and Gopis. Gopis are further expanded by Radharani, Kalabhihi. So they are nothing but Krishna's own pleasure potency. They are very integral, intimate part of Krishna. Nobody can separate them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just imagine the relation between Krishna and the Radharani is so transcendental, so pure, or Krishna and the Gopis. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who accepted sannyasa, Sannyasa means very strict. And he used to shun all kinds of association of women. The women have to be at a very distant place offering him respects. He was very strict in association with women. So that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to recite and sing the glories of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, the dealings of Krishna and the Radha Rani and the gopis in Srimad Bhagavatam. So how pure and transcendental those pastimes, those relations must be. So being in this material world, we cannot understand a relation between boy and girl can be so pure. Chaitanya Charitamrita very nicely explains the difference. The relation between boy and girl in this material world is called kama, but the relation between Krishna and the gopis, Krishna and Radharani, is called prema. There cannot be prema in this world. It's only kama. Kama means Atmendriya Tripti Vancha Taranam Kam. In this world, we all want sense gratification. Everybody wants sense gratification. The so called love is nothing but I want some sense gratification from you, you want some sense gratification from me. That is called kama. But in the spiritual world, it is prema. Why? Krishnendriya Trupti Icha Dhare Premnam. Everybody wants this satisfaction of Krishna, the gopis, Radharani, and everybody else. Everybody in the spiritual world. That is real prema. It is said that Radharani is the best of all devotees who love Krishna. Devi Krishna Mayi Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Mayi Sarva Kantihi Sammohini Para. Devi Krishna Mayi. Krishna Mayi means she is full of Lord Krishna. Krishna Mayi, she is always thinking of Krishna. She is non-different from Krishna in that sense. Sarva Lakshmi, she is the origin of all Lakshmis. There are three kinds of female devotees of Krishna who are the close associates of Krishna. One is the Lakshmi Gana, the goddesses of fortune who associate with Krishna in the form of Narayana. Then there is Mahigana, the queens of Vrindavan, queens of Dwaraka, and then there is Vrajagana, the damsels of Vraja, and among them Radharani is the chief. Actually, all these ganas, they originate from Radharani. All these consorts, beloved consorts of Krishna, the three kinds of consorts, the goddesses of fortune, the queens of Dwaraka, and the milkmaids of Raja, they all proceed from Radhika. Just as Krishna is the fountainhead, the cause of all incarnations, similarly Radharani is the cause of all these consorts of Krishna. Sarvakanti, Sarvalakshmi means that. Sarvakanti means she satisfies all desires of Krishna. She is the only one who can satisfy all the desires of Krishna. That is why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes her in Radhikashtakam. Kunkumakta kanchanabja garvahari gaurabha Pitananchitabja gandha kirti nindi shaurabha Pallavesha sunu sarva vanchitardha sadhika Mahyamatma pada padma dasya dastu radhika. See how poetically he describes Radharani Kunkumakta Kanchanabja Garva. So there is this lotus flower which is golden in complexion and it has kunkuma, it is anointed with reddish kunkuma powder And that lotus flower, it is it is proud because of its beauty and because of its complexion. It's a very rare complexion, brilliant complexion. It's proud. But Garva Hari Gaurabha, Radharani's Gaura, the complexion is so beautiful, so effulgent, so resplendent that it puts this pride of this special lotus flower to shame. Garva Hari Gaurabha. And the smell, Pitananchitabja Gandha, the smell that it emanates, it's very famous. The lotus flower is very famous for its smell. Pitananchitabja Gandha, Kirti Nindi Saurabha. The Saurabha of Radharani, the fragrance of Radharani's transcendental body, puts to shame the fragrance of that lotus flower, that special lotus flower. And Ballabesha Sunu, the Sunu, sir, the son of Vallabha Isha, the Nanda Maharaj. Sarva Vanchitardha Sadhika. She satisfies all the desires of Krishna. Sarva Vanchitardha Sadhika. Mahyamatma Pada Padma Dasya Dastu Radhika. So, when will Radharani give me shelter at her lotus feet to engage in Krishna service? So, Radharani, how she appeared is not mundane. Just like Krishna appeared with four arms and all these transcendental paraphernalia, Radharani also, she appeared very specially. One day, her father, Sri Vishabhanu Maharaj, he used to be the king of Raval. If you go to Vrindavan, all these nearby places you must have visited. There is Raval and then there is Barsana, where the famous temple of Radharani is there. So he was the king of Vrishabhanu, he was the king of Raval. So he went to Yamuna river to take his morning bath, and he was struck with wonder when he saw a glorious golden lotus flower which was endowed with celestial kind of beauty and radiating divine effulgence. And he was mesmerized by that lotus flower. He approached it and he looked inside and he saw this most amazing, delicate, gorgeous, divine baby girl lying on the whorl of that lotus flower. Actually, he had been praying for a daughter from his worshipable sun god, and immediately he took the baby girl and accepted her as the blessing of the sun god. And he took her home and he shared the joyous news with his wife Kirtida Sundari, and they both bathed that child with their tears of love. And obviously, Yogamaya is covering them. They were oblivious to the fact that this is Radharani herself. But they simply thought of her as their very dear child. But their unbounded happiness was limited because of the fact that this baby girl was not opening her eyes, whatever they did. So they could not celebrate the birth because of that with the residents of Raval. But then Narada Muni, he understood that Radharani had appeared and he came to Rishabhanu's house, and after initial exchange of pleasantries, he inquired from him about his children. And then Rishabhanu Maharaj called Sridham, his son, and submitted him to the lotus feet of Narada Muni. But then Narada Muni was eager to know about their daughter. But because she was blind or appeared blind, they did not inform him about her. But Narada Muni insisted and asked repeatedly. So they had to admit that yes, there was this girl, the baby girl, but she is not opening her eyes. And Then Narada Muni asked to see the child, and he instructed them to make arrangements for a ceremony that he would perform for her. So he worshipped her with the choicest of prayers when they had gone to make arrangements. And Radharani actually appeared before Narada Muni in her youthful, the Kishori form, and blessed Narada Muni. And then Narada Muni instructed them to arrange a big festival to celebrate her birth. And then he also instructed them they should invite Nanda Maharaj and baby Krishna. And following his instructions, Vrishabhanu arranged for an elaborate festival. And the Supreme Lord Krishna, he came as baby Krishna. He crawled to this cot of Radharani and he peered inside her most beloved. And then Radharani realized, my Lord has come. Then she opened her eyes and took the darshan of Lord Krishna. And then all the Vrajavasis, they became overjoyed and celebrated the occasion in great ecstasy. So in this way, Radharani appeared in this world very specially, and she showed by example how she is meant only to serve Krishna. And to remind us that we are meant to serve Krishna eternally. That is our original constitutional position. So Prabhupada, one time he gave a lecture. Prabhupada said in that lecture, see, people are trying to worship Radha and Krishna. And he said he was once walking in Calcutta and he saw a bookstore. There was a picture of Radharani on the cover of Bhagavad Gita, all by herself. There is no Krishna. Actually, Radharani is not even mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Not only was it a picture of Radharani alone, but it had her in a very unchaste way with her hair hanging and with nobody, no Krishna. That was the cover of Bhagavad Gita. And so Prabhupada said, see, people want to worship Radha and Krishna, but they don't even know who Krishna is. So then he said, it's not possible to worship Radha and Krishna until first you know who Krishna is. See, Radha Krishna is even higher than knowing Krishna. And then he said, so if you want to worship Krishna, then first you have to understand Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he said, don't think that you can worship Lord Chaitanya without worshipping Lord Nityananda. And then he said, and don't think that you can worship Lord Nityananda until first you follow the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis. Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. And then he would continue on. And then finally he said, don't think that you can ever follow in the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis until first you follow the order of the spiritual master. See how it's very important to follow the instructions of the spiritual master, the order of the spiritual master. Then you can understand the mood and philosophy given by the 6 Goswamis. Then you can understand and approach Nityananda. Then you can understand and approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then you can approach Krishna. Then you can come to the platform of Radha Krishna. So if you follow the disciplic succession nicely, only then we can approach Radha Krishna. Not haphazardly, not whimsically. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had written this beautiful song. Radha Krishna bol bol bolo re shobai, hey shiksha diya sab na diya, pher che niche gaur nitai, hari bol bolo re shiksha diya. So what it means is, he is saying, chant, everybody chant, Radha Krishna bol bol, bolo re shobai. Hey Siksha Diya, this kind of instruction, who is giving? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda themselves, they are dancing through Nadia, West Bengal, where they were asking, urging people, chant Radha Krishna, chant, everybody chant. Miche mayar bashe, yacho bheche, kacho ha budu bubai. They would say, oh, you're caught up in this whirlpool of senseless action, like tossed around in this ocean, these waves, and we are sinking. So you have to chant Radha Krishna, everybody chant. Jeev Krishna Das, e Bishwas, korle to ar dukho nai. If the Jiva, the soul understands that he is Krishna Das, e Vishwas korle, if you can have the faith that Krishna, we are the eternal servant of Krishna, then our dukho nai, we will not have any more miseries. Krishna bolbe yabe, pulaka habe, jhorbi anki boli tai. Chant Hare Krishna and your eyes will fill with tears and your body will feel transcendental shivering. Chant Radha Krishna, everybody chant. Krishna bolo, sange chalo, hey matra bhikha chai. So he says, Radha Krishna bolo, sange chalo, simply chant Radha Krishna and join with us. Hey matra bhikha chai. This is the only begging I ask, the only alms we beg. Sakal vipod bhakti vinod bole jakon onam gai. So if you chant the holy name Radha Krishna, all sakal vipod will be gone, all dangers will be gone. Everybody chant. So chant Radha Krishna is nothing but Hare Krishna. Hara means energy of Krishna, the internal energy of Krishna. Hare means when it is called, oh Hare, oh Hara, oh Radharani. Oh, so Hare Krishna mantra is non-different from chanting Radha Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So on this occasion, as discussed, we should understand the importance and glory of Radharani, glories of Radharani, and serve Krishna by serving the spiritual master, and pray to Radharani to recommend us to Krishna so Krishna can accept us. So we have, for those who want to practice, we have fasting till noon, and after that you can have grain prasadam. In the evening we have wonderful celebrations of Abhisheka and Kirtans and class and so on and so forth. Please do come. I'd like to end here. Thank you everyone. Radharani ki jai, Radhashtami Mahotsav ki jai, Radha Krishna Chandra ki jai, Krishna Balaram ki jai, Nitai Gauranga ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanand.